One thing that I've learned, guys, is that if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. You have to be open to change. You have to be open to new opportunities in life. And you have to, if you're struggling, especially, I believe, if you're not, doing well, you have to really humble yourself to listen to others that are more successful than you. Because what you've been doing hasn't worked. It's gotten you to where you are today, and if you're struggling in life, you can't have an ego. You can't think that you know the answers. I say to myself, okay, if I want to achieve that in my life, who are the people out there that have already achieved it that I can learn from? Because I don't want to go through the years of pain and frustration and challenge and adversity and losing time and money. I just never want to go through that. That's stupid. You don't have to today. There's people out there that have already gone through that have decided, I want to help other people. And so they actually put together their money, their creativity, their mind, their energy, their effort to create a course or a training or a book or an event or something that's of educational value to be available where I can consume that person's years of experience and knowledge and expertise, and they can tell me what to avoid, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, and they can guide me on the most efficient way to success and help me fast track that process. So this is something you have the power, you have the control over. Whatever emotional state that you live in most often becomes your default way of being. I used to be shy. I used to be the quietest kid, but that was an emotional state. And I had conditioned it every day by being shy. And when I realized what I just shared with you guys, I could change it in an instant. I got to condition myself every day, put myself in the state of confidence. Then I access a new side of myself that has been useful in executing in any area of my life. And you have that within you. I don't care how shy that you are. I don't care whatever your story is. Your life is limited only because you're limiting your mind with your beliefs. And the moment you break through that and you access these states, it's going to totally change your quality of life. I do not leave the house until I'm at level 10. Be willing to change yourself. And change can be scary, but I understand, what I believe is that you should be more afraid of what your life will be like if you don't change. You should be terrified of what your life will be like a year from now, or 5 years, or 10 years from now, staying exactly where you are. That's what should scare you. It should scare you so much more. You should be terrified of being broke. You should be terrified of being in debt. You should be terrified of being alone. You should be terrified of being unhealthy. Terrified of the possibility of getting cancer, heart disease, or diabetes, or having to go through a divorce, or going through a bankruptcy, or being overweight. All of these things should terrify you so much that you're just not willing to continue living your life that way. How committed are you really? And this is a question for you to ask yourself. How committed are you really to achieving the goal, the result that you're after? See, for a lot of people, what I found from my experience, they just don't want it bad enough. They want it if it's convenient. They want it if it falls into their lap. They want it if they don't have to do that much work or sacrifice anything for it. But the reality is, if you want something bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes to get it. You'll sacrifice. You'll sacrifice time and money, time that you might spend on social media or watching movies or watching YouTube or hanging out with friends or drinking or even with your family because you want it that bad. There's a great quote, you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. It has to become a necessity in your life. When are you going to finally just decide, I'm going to go for it 100%, 1,000%. I'm going to do whatever it takes, man. The only way you're going to ever get to that point is you got to want it so bad. You got to be willing to pay the price, because part of getting what you want is knowing what you have to pay and be willing to pay in order to have it. Pay that price, whatever that price is. There's always a price to everything that you want. But it's not until you get to that point. Oftentimes people, they have their fears here, they have their limitations here, they have their stories here, right? And this is overpowering their desire. They want this, but they don't want it bad enough. This desire that you have for whatever goal, whatever it is you want, a business, a body, a relationship, love, happiness, whatever it is, guys, this desire, this commitment to this has to be so much greater than whatever the hell your story is, whatever your limitations are. Because when this is greater, when you say, oh, I can't afford it, this will take over this and you will find a way to afford it. So the sooner that you come to that realization and you're honest with yourself, you tell yourself the truth will set you free, man. You tell yourself the truth about anything, you can change anything in your life. You gotta stop telling yourself the story. The story is that you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you can't do this because of this, you can't do it because you got, kids at home and you don't have this time, or you're big boned, or it's genetics, or whatever it is. And even though that part of that might be true, does believing it serve you in your life? Does it empower you? Is it allowing you to change? See, when you focus on the opportunities of life, it becomes a lot more exciting than focusing on your limitations of life. Whatever you focus on, you'll attract. Whatever you focus on, you'll move towards. Continue to focus on the past, you continue to focus on your limitations, you get more of that. It expands. Focus on where you want to go, your future, your potential, the unlimited possibilities that lies within you and what life can offer you. And you ask yourself, what if? That's when life becomes exciting. That's when your life will really change. Hopefully this moment of truth can penetrate through any barriers or fear or limitations that you placed on yourself in the past, and it can create some new possibilities for you in your life. It can lead to some new actions, to some new changes, and some new results. Always remind yourself about your mindset. Look at it. Be willing to change. Be willing to grow. Be willing to do something different. Be willing to do what it takes. Want it bad enough because it's worth it. Focus on the results, the benefits, and what that will give you. Obsess over that.
Subscribe, like and share for more.